Hey you guys, I am in Winnipeg, Manitoba for work, and there's a chain of thrift stores here called MCC Thrift Stores that I've never been to before, and I thought, while in Rome, why don't we go check it out? And I have an idea that we are going to turn whatever I find here into like my Manitoba video. So let's go check it out. So many great finds in this store, like this plate. Look at that edge. I have never seen anything like it, especially for $1. I had so much fun looking around. I was on no schedule. I had some time to myself. This little heart-shaped skillet just caught my eye. I thought it was so pretty. And of course, I love making sure I hit the wood aisle or the wood section. I love a good wooden bowl. I can't pass them up. This one didn't have a price on it, so I thought I would leave it behind. Then I saw this one. I'm pretty sure it's a nut bowl, and that's where you would hang your nutcracker. Head down to the comments if you think it's something else. But that was definitely going in the bin. And then that really big, thick chopping board, which was really well worn and really well cracked. But for a couple of bucks, I figured we could do something with that. I'm pretty sure this wood bowl was somebody's home project. It looks like it's been detached from the lath right there. And again, for a buck, I wasn't leaving it behind. This gorgeous platter I wanted so bad, but I figured there was no way that would make it home in my suitcase. But $5, are you even kidding me? These teeny tiny houses reminded me of some that my mom used to collect. In fact, my son has them now, and I wasn't sure if I should add to his collection. I really didn't know, but this little store, the little mill, oh my goodness. This little lady reminded me of my mom. This is one of my favorite pictures of her, and I should have grabbed it. This is a copy of Rodin's Thinking Man, and I just had a sense that my son would love it. And if he didn't, I liked it anyway, so I grabbed it too. And this little heart full of rose hips, yep, that went in the bin, and wait till you see what we did. I spent a whopping $16, had an amazing chat, and headed home. You guys, that was so much fun in just a couple of minutes. Their prices were fabulous. They were so friendly. At the hotel, it was time for a quick change for our awards night, and then I'm home and getting to work. So here we go. Amazing thrift finds. I cannot wait to get started on these. Some of them I'm actually going to combine and make one thing out of a couple of these, but I don't want to get carried away telling you what I'm doing. To be fair, I'm not even sure if it's food grade or if it was meant to be decorative. So I might just hold on to this one and literally use it on tiered trays or something, save it for Valentine's. It was a buck. So we're just gonna set this one aside while we get to work on all the others. But some of these I am super jazzed to work on. I'm not gonna lie, when I picked these up, I really didn't have a sense of what I wanted to use them for. They just grabbed my attention. So first up, I'm going to be using this wooden bowl, which cost me a whole $1. It's been a long time since I saw thrift prices this low. And this little chopping block, which has got cute little feet on the bottom, it was only $2. Now, my initial idea for this was I was going to use a wood burning tool and put our family name on it and then just put a nice finish on it so that we could actually use it. On closer inspection, and I'm not sure how well you can tell, these gaps here are wider than I initially thought. So we're gonna take this from being food grade right into being something really fun and decorative, combined with this. So first up, I'm gonna cut this in half. I'm gonna use our trusty miter saw, and hopefully this doesn't take too long. Well, that didn't work, and I wasn't sure this would work, but it was my last resort, and it did. We got a tiny little chip in it, but I can get over that. Okay, bowl pieces cut. not really any wonder that was taking me so long to try and get through that. I am gonna give these just a quick scuff sand because they are really, really glossy, but they have a beautiful smooth finish. So this is really just going to take off that little bit of glue on the bottom and scuff them up a bit. But before I do that, I decided to take advantage of all these cracks and lines in here and do like a grain sack. But the way I'm gonna do it is to paint this white and cover these so that when I take the tape back, we'll see the raw wood. And I think it's gonna look really pretty. If I don't think it's so pretty when I undo it, I can always paint those grain sack stripes black or blue or something like that. So let's get that done.
Because they're not washing the enzymes off.
Yeah, so in the grocery store.
All right, now I only put one coat on this and I've got my tape on there. So time to reveal this, and then I'm gonna sand it back a little bit because I wanna see that wood grain, and that's why I didn't go in and put a second coat on it. So, moment of truth, satisfying tape peel coming at you in 3, 2, 1. Oh, well, almost a satisfying tape peel. All right, we'll try it on the next one, see if we get a better result. Oh yeah, absolutely. Love that. And now you can't see the cracks in the wood anymore. That is pretty cool. I'm going to take my little bowl, which has had a couple of coats of paint. It's had some time to dry. Whoops. And I have just distressed the edges just a tiny bit, just so that it looks like the rest of this. So here's what we're doing. We're going to attach this right here. Good old E6000 and some hot glue to put this together. I'm going to put the E6000 in a nice stripe right here on the bottom. All right. And this is, I'm gonna put it to the inside edge just because I don't want the glue seeping out on the outside edge. Yeah, come on. There we go. All right, and then we're just gonna pop that on. Center it on the board. Here we go. I found this in my stash. So what I'm gonna do is I separate each piece and then I push the greenery right up below. I just find it makes it look a lot more full when you cut them off and put them in. And I cut them off, I don't just try to bend it and shove the whole thing in, but let me show you. Right smack in the middle of this video, Bruce and I took off for a week's vacation right around my 50th birthday. It was an amazing week. I would totally go back there again and check out this absolutely adorable bungalow. This is where we stayed. Literally paradise on earth. You guys, look at those basket lights. Oh, the ideas. Only 2 days after we got home, I had to head out for work again, and I actually got to participate in a Habitat for Humanity build site. Alrighty, my friends, if you know me at all, you know I have a really tough time passing up pretty much anything wood at the thrift store. And when I was packing, I was looking down here to see if it was screwed in, and I wiggled it a little bit and managed to get it out. Cause like I had to fix this in my suitcase, and I thrifted more than I thought. Once I did that, I was like, hello. I knew I had these napkin rings at home that I grabbed at the Restore. And does that not look one of those super trendy candlesticks that you see everywhere? So we're gonna get this attached. We're gonna give it a paint job. Now, before we go ahead and attach this, I am going to try and just flatten out one side. I don't know how well you can see. It's a little bit curved, and I want to attach it really well so it's not coming off. So I'm just going to hold it against my sander in one spot just to try to flatten out that scoop on one side. All right, so you can see I just flattened that out a little bit. Now we're gonna get that attached to the side, but I'm gonna go ahead and use my E6000 so we get a nice, strong, long-term hold. But so that I can keep working, we're gonna use some hot glue at the top and the bottom. There we go. Oh my goodness, that's the wrong way. Huh? Oh, it's never dull here, is it? So can you kind of see what I'm going for there? I think this is going to look really cool. All right. So funny thing happened. I started to give the outside of this just a scuff sand, and there is some beautiful detail in the wood, and I love it. It's almost got like a satin finish on it now, like I'm kind of crushing on it. So what I think I'm going to do, total change of plans, because I intended this to be white or like barely off-white. I just got this new color from Fusion. It's called Oakum. It's a beautiful grayish brown. I don't know how else to describe it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on the inside here, and I'm going to do the little handle in that, and I'm going to leave this I don't even know how to describe it. I can't stop touching it. It feels so good. All right, we're gonna finish this off now. I'm absolutely madly in love with this color, and I am so glad I picked it up for a piece of furniture. I got to play with it today. So I'm gonna be using my Fusion white wax. I used this a long time ago. I did a headboard and a dresser. And you know what? I will try to link those videos down below, because although it wasn't this color, they were both a beautiful gray, and then I white waxed over top, and it gives it this sort of, oh, it's almost like a real sort of restoration hardware. You know how they have that line that looks like zinc? It had that look to it. I absolutely adored it. So we're gonna go ahead and white wax it. I think I'm getting a little low on this. And then all you want to do is use a wax brush, dip it in, and I like to go in circular motion when I put it on, and then anything excess you wipe off. Now that I've put that on, I've let it sit for just a couple of minutes. I'm just gonna use a microfiber cloth, and I'm just gonna buff it a little bit, and that's gonna take off a little bit of the white, and just leave this beautiful patina. And it's just gonna catch in certain places, and it just, I find it kind of enhances the paint, if that makes sense. Oh, and this wood, I mean, so pretty. So this just, after all that sanding I did, just kind of reseals that wood so that it looks nourished and gorgeous. There we go. Just like that. We'll give that a bit of a buff. And again, you can put as much wax on and buff as much off as you want. Really depends on the look you're going for. You could do a second layer, but ultimately this is what I was going for here. So after you've buffed it, you're not gonna have any sticky residue from the wax. So just remember to do that step. Yeah, oh, it's gorgeous. Okay, so the other half of the bowl, again, all painted and ready to go, is gonna go on this plate. I know there's a bit of a theme happening here, but I didn't want to I honestly thought about just hanging it. If I had a gorgeous transfer, I would put that on there. So it was actually this bowl. Initially, I had planned just to put a candlestick on. I had a beautiful wooden one. And, you know, I thought, think a little bit outside of the box, Lisa, and try something a bit different. And I can't tell you how much I love this plate. I know it's not showing up as well on here, but if there's one little imperfection here, it's right in the glaze. I don't know if this was homemade. I feel like it was maybe homemade. Anyway, we're gonna cover that up by putting the bowl right on it, and then we're gonna put some beautiful flowers in it. But you can see this is a bright white. This is a nice creamy white. So what I'm gonna do is use a little bit of antiquing wax on it, and I'm hoping that when I put it on and wipe it off, it's gonna be similar enough to this. Well, I think that that is just about perfect. It certainly is close enough for me, and I think it looks really, really good. Now, I got to remember when I put this on to make sure I cover that. So I was kind of looking at the plate and going like, these are almost flat. Do I turn it so that, you know, we sort of have a point at the top and the bottom? I mean, really, all we want to do is make sure that that little blemish is covered. And I feel like that little dip, oops, you can't quite see it. That little dip with the bottom of the bowl, leaving us lots and lots of room up here. I don't know, that feels perfect. Let me just show you the other way. So the other way is like, oh, I think I like that better. Okay, we're gonna do it that way. I'm gonna glue it down, and then we're gonna have some fun and just put some beautiful floral in here. Sadly, you guys, life is tough, and we had to say goodbye to this beautiful 17-year-old baby of ours. Charlie's sidekick, Aslan, our giant kitty, had been with us for a long time. Shortly after that, I found myself in Vancouver for work and was trying out some great new ciders before I headed to the Restores to see what they had to offer. I picked up so many things, and that's going to be in an upcoming video. I even purchased a suitcase to bring it all home. We're going to take this heart, we're going to empty this out because you can open it up, and we are going to do a really, really simple and easy makeover so that I can hang this somewhere in the house. So I have two options I can use for this. I have got the faux moss stones, which I thought would sit really nicely in here, or I can use just the regular moss. Now I am thinking, now we're kind of looking at it, that what I might do is use the faux moss stones and then just tuck a little bit of this around. This one is so soft. I'm kind of crushing on it right now. Anyway, let's get this project finished, because it's only going to take us a few minutes. Okay, all filled in, and the funny thing is, I started loving the side with the faux stones, the faux moss, and now I'm absolutely crazy about the other side. But that's kind of the beauty of something like this. I've kind of got two looks in one here. So here's what I'm gonna do. I've got a lot of sort of bits hanging out, and while some of it is good, some of it looks a little unwieldy. So this guy's gonna get a bit of a haircut, and I'm gonna try to do it so it doesn't look like we've got like a straight edge all the way around. Just the stragglers, because I still want the moss hanging out. I just don't want it shedding all over the place. And then same thing on this side, where there's just some little bits that went through that I don't want. We're gonna pull those out. Now we got a couple of options to finish this off. I've got the Dollar Tree nautical rope, and then I've got this cord, which is kind of like a macrame cord, but it's cotton, and I just love how simple it looks. I don't know. This is a little bit more rustic. I feel like this is a little bit more where I'm going right now. So we're gonna use the cord. Thanks so much for joining us here today. I hope you enjoyed seeing these made as much as I enjoyed making them. Now, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, it really helps my channel grow, and I'll see you in the next video.